Hey guys, back at it today working on the Edsel again. It's over here and we got these new tires on it and they look sweet. I really do like the way it looks. Just, I don't know, some chrome wheels sets it off nice. Not usually a chrome wheel guy, but I think it fits here. But the problem is, we're still rubbing back here. Even after beating the fender in a little bit, in the inner fender, you know, way up right about here actually. We're still rubbing, and this tire has seen better days. It's pretty rough to begin with, and I didn't do all that myself. You know, it's just dry rotted. I've been looking around, and I finally found a set of tires used, a pair of tires used. Come check these things out. These are actually older than the other tires, but they're in much nicer shape, just overall. Tread, they're not dry rotted. Some Goodyears. Eagle GT2s from 2008. I was in roughly middle school when these tires were produced in the USA. That's what it says on the side. And these are 255/60 15s, and they're going to replace the 275/60 15s. So give us a little bit shorter tire, a little bit narrower tire, because we had this thing nice and level on those black wheels, and now it's got a little bit of a rake again. So if we get a shorter tire and a thinner tire in the back, we'll keep it from rubbing and bring it back down in the back just a little bit. I mean, we're talking like a 1/4 inch, guys, not a lot, but just enough to bring it back down. Should look good, should not rub anymore. You'll be able to drive it again, because I haven't wanted to drive it since then. And don't get me wrong, we've been out of town, so it's not like I've had the opportunity to drive it. But yeah, you just didn't want to drive it with it rubbing. I don't want to blow out a sidewall. I don't want to be stuck on the side of the road. You know, I don't have a jack in this car. I don't have a spare tire. Those things will all eventually come, I'm sure. But not right now. Well, Jeanette's trying to put in the center caps. We got the wheels back from the shop. They balanced out all right, I guess. And they look smaller, which is cool because they were too big. Here's a live look. Oh, I just kicked all the lug nuts too.
Oh no. This is way harder than you made it sound like it was going to be.
Mine wasn't too bad. We did white letters on the inside so they so they match. Here, watch. I'm gonna do it one-handed.
Shut up.
While holding the camera.
Shut your mouth.
Ready?
I also can't really see what I'm doing. If I shake it, does it make it easier? Oh, look at that. I'm doing one-handed while holding the camera. Weird. It's harder than it looks, isn't it, Ben?
Let me see.
What a jerk.
Looks good.
No, you didn't. You missed this one.
Looks good from my house.
Okay, fine. Bye.
All right. Yeah, I'm already sweating. We've been out here for 2 minutes. Just.
It's not even hot.
Stop. It is hot.
It is not. Check the temperature right now.
What's the temperature outside?
Prove my point.
What's your phone say?
76 degrees.
76
This
with
is a you problem.
with 300% humidity.
Probably close. I missed that. I was too busy looking at the baby.
Woo. That's all right. It was a struggle.
She's asleep. Okay, that makes a difference.
There's a lug nut way over here. That's how far I keep.
What is all this stuff?
Oh, what stuff?
All these boxes.
Parts.
For what? From where? From when?
Some of them we've had for a long time.
Oh, jeez. This is why you can't get a real garage, because then you'll be able to hide all your purchases from me.
Not hiding them. We talk about all of them beforehand.
I'm saying this is why you can't have, because in the future you could start hiding them.
I love you.
This carport is prevention for hoarding tendencies. I've seen car guys. I know what it's like. You're on the verge.
You've never been in Kevin's garage. You don't know what hoarding is.
He's gonna be offended when he watches this.
Nah, is it hoarding if it's good stuff and it's like known and labeled?
Here's the problem. That's exactly what hoarders say.
I'm gonna need your help to find a lug nut. I'm one short.
Okay.
You know what I did almost buy from Harbor Freight today? Was Impact.
Remind me why you were in Harbor Freight.
Because I was right next to it. Because.
Okay, but why?
Because I was right next to it.
Because you had a bad day, so you needed to go to your...
I did not have a good day.
You needed to go to your Your safe spot?
My safe space?
Yeah.
Harbor Freight?
Harbor Freight.
No, well, so I'm looking at getting a new jack, and maybe one of you guys can help. I want to get one of the Daytona jacks from Harbor Freight, and there's two of them that are seemingly almost identical. And it's the long reach and maybe just the long reach heavy duty. They're both 3-ton. They're both low profile, like 3 inches to about 25. And I don't know which one to get. Is the one worth the extra $70? I don't know. Let me know. What do you guys use? Because this aluminum one, it's not cutting it with these big heavy cars. It is what it is. I know it's shiny.
No.
If it was clean. Nothing's clean. It can never be clean because you don't have a garage.
And we can't have a garage because then you'll be a hoarder.
Stop. I'm not going to be a hoarder.
The surprise. I like the maneuver with your toes.
Yeah, that's key. Especially on these wheels because they're unilug.
What does that mean?
Look, the holes aren't circle, they're oblong.
Oh.
That's so it fits 2 bolt patterns at the same time.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Then why are you laughing like that? Where is it?
I have no idea. You talking about the really long one?
Yes.
With the thing on its spine like this? I don't know.
You're not helpful.
Are you gonna look at all?
Is it right behind my head? You're a goofball. But hopefully these tires don't rub as much. But I think we'll be able to know right away. And just the fact that I can already put my hand here feels like a big win. Don't think we could do that before. I think it was so tight just right away. And I do like the size of these tires. They're smaller. They're much smaller, so I think they're going to look better and give us the look that we want. Okay. The sweat dripping down my face. Yes, I can feel the sweat dripping down my face. I need a sweat rag.
A bandana.
A bandana?
That could be your thing.
My thing is a bandana.
People will send you different colored bandanas and patterns.
That's right.
All right, people, you heard it here. Our P.O. boxes.
Our P.O. box doesn't exist yet. How's it look?
Looks good.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and look how much room there is now. I can fit my whole hand in there.
Nice.
Well, not right there. But right here, I can fit my whole hand up in here. So I doubt this rubs. Let's make sure these front ones are tight too. Because when I took those off, those back ones were surprisingly not tight. This wheel is actually going to be a giant pain in the butt to get off. Because the lug nut broke. Look.
Oh.
The lug nut broke off. So there's still a lug nut on there. So I don't know how that's going to come off. Yeah, the fronts are nice and tight. The backs, though, were not. Alright, well, we got the wheels on. As you can see, there's plenty of room in here now. I mean, yeah, look, I can rub the whole inside without touching. So there's way more room. It should be better. I still haven't eaten dinner yet. It's like 8 o'clock. We got a late start on that, and I just wasn't hungry. So we're gonna go eat some food. We need to move Jeanette's car out of the way because it's in the way, and then we'll take this thing for a little bit of a drive, and we should know pretty quickly if it's rubs or not, because it was rubbing pretty good beforehand. So it looks about the same, which is fine, but it brought the back down just a little bit because those tires are a little bit shorter. They're a little bit narrower, and yeah, I think it's a better fit for the car. So they were 275s, but I think the 255s just fit better. They definitely fit better, and I think they look better. Definitely a more aggressive look with the 275s, but what's the point of having an aggressive look if you can't drive it? And maybe I could have massaged the fender a little bit more or whatever to make it fit, but I found those tires cheap enough on eBay. They're easy enough to install. just, I don't know. I feel like it was the right move. We'll catch up later. All right, hey guys, back at it. The lens keeps fogging up, which is fitting because it's steamy out here. Anyways, we're out here working on the Edsel. Just worked on it a little bit last night, no camera, just wanted to kind of reset. Like I said in the short, we've had a lot going on around here, just life in general, and nothing that crazy, but you know, things that disrupt other things. When we're blessed to have the deck being redone. So the deck looks awesome. I'll be sure to add a before and after picture there. On the not so fun side, we also have a roof leak. So just all the things, along with work being crazy, my daughter being potty trained, all the things. So it took a minute to get back out here working on stuff again. Not that we haven't been out enjoying the cars. I need to figure out how to film that better and make better content around enjoying the cars and not just working on them. Because I enjoy enjoying the cars more than I enjoy working on them, and I'm sure you're the same way. Working on them is part of the fun, but that's not the point. This isn't a mechanic shop around here. But anyways, we got some new to us bumpers on here. So I don't know if you remember, but this one was dented up right here, a little bit rustier. This one is just mocked on here right now. It's literally just set there. That'll come off. Yeah, just some nicer to us bumpers for the car. They were cheap enough. Thank you, Carl, if you're watching this, out in Pennsylvania. We went up to Carlisle. We got bumpers from him for this car and the 58, which I need to get started on the 58 again too. Rambling. We're gonna finish up the bumpers, and we're gonna do valve cover gaskets because it's starting to leak oil. From what I can tell, it's coming out the valve covers. So I got some gaskets. They're cheap enough, easy enough. Let's see if that solves the problem. All right, another thing that took time was the Lincoln. We went all the way to Atlanta over the 4th of July and had this transmission gone through. I went through it with my uncle. I didn't film any of that just because, you know, I was already in his workplace. I didn't want to be interrupting any more than I needed to. But yeah, fresh transmission. Volkswagen has a sunroof leak because of course it does. You know, all panoramic roofs leak. That one is no exception. So just compiling the list. But anyways, in the Lincoln is some cool stuff that we got. And by cool stuff, I mean valve cover gaskets, some white diamond polish, and some carriage bolts. Let me get in here a little bit better and show you guys. So yeah, these carriage bolts. These are basically bumper bolts without the chrome caps on them. So they have little letters on them. I'm not too concerned about that. We'll figure out how to place them so they look the best. They were less than $1 a piece for the nut and the bolts, opposed to, I can't exactly remember what I saw they went for on Amazon, proper bumper bolts, but it was somewhere to the tune of like $25 for a set of 8. And we paid $6 in taxes for a set of 6. Is it the right thing? No. Will it work? Yes. And ideally I'd have all old bolts so they match the patina of the vehicle. However, a few of them did not survive removal, and the threads are just so gummed up and nasty anyways that we're just gonna throw some new ones on and call it a day. All right, so we are going to use from the old is the washer, because the washer's still good. So bam, just like that. I think that's all right. We'll go ahead, throw this on there, get her tightened down. I got nylock nuts, so they shouldn't back off. They should be good to go. No Loctite or anything like that needed. I will go ahead and get these locked down, get them on there. Also, if you have your own 59 Edsel and you want to do this, you absolutely do not need 1.25 inch long bolts for your bumper bolts. You could get away with 1 inch for sure, because some of this, man, it's just so long for seemingly no reason. Well, that won't be frustrating when most of the bolts are 11/16 and one is 5/8, but we'll ignore that. We'll get this last bolt down here thrown on, and this bumper is installed. We're gonna go ahead and film this side, so when I inevitably drop it on my head, maybe we'll have like a blooper reel or something. That wasn't bad. I'll take that. It's still a little loose, just so that we can adjust it if needed. Any of you guys have recommendations for glasses so they don't fog up like this? That'd be super helpful, because I'm struggling these last few days. Here's our options, the last 3 that we have available. So I think the scuffed one is going to be the best. That one's not too bad, I guess. I don't know. Well, I messed up. A couple of them are too tight. I can't shimmy it enough to get the last bolt on. Oh, jeez. Alright, well, I think they fit as bad as they did before. Wide gap here, small gap here, wide gap here, small gap here, wide gap here, wide gap here. I don't know how it's supposed to be. This car's been hit in the front, obviously. So who knows how tweaked it is. It goes down the road pretty straight. Not perfectly straight, pretty straight. You know, and let's just get some bumpers on here that look halfway decent. So that's all we're doing. I'm gonna get some steel wool, clean that passenger side, because last night I cleaned the driver's side with steel wool and some polish. Do the same to that side, and then we're gonna bust out that white diamonds, white lightning polish. This stuff, white diamonds. I don't know if this is the right stuff, but we're gonna use it. And then once we get done with the cosmetics, then maybe we'll work on the motor. You know, the stuff that keeps it running, whatever. Stuff done. But we got the bumpers cleaned up. I gotta say, not too bad. I mean, perfect? Absolutely not, but that's shiny. Not too bad. So now, we're gonna go ahead and work on the valve cover gaskets. Like I said, I believe that's what's leaking and making a little bit of a mess every time we go. It wouldn't bother me so much, except that it smokes, like when we're at a stoplight, because I believe it's dripping on the manifold. So we want to get that cleaned up. It's just not fun when you're at a stoplight smoking. You know, it stinks. It doesn't look good. It looks like you're on fire a little bit. And we're not on fire, so let's not look like we're on fire. Whatever we see underneath here, we're gonna pretend that it's not bad. Remember that. Well, first thing we're gonna do is find some more washers, because only 3 of the 5 have washers on. So yeah, I'll take a look at that too. Can I snake it out without? Oh, good Lord. Oh, that one's full of oil. And it's kind of deteriorating anyways. So I think it's safe to say that we were probably leaking from the valve covers. Try to get all these wires out of here. Yeah, I think right there is probably where we were leaking. Ripped valve cover gasket. All right, well, we're gonna peel this gobbly mess off, get her cleaned up, and install this new cork one. I don't think it looks too bad in there. There's a little bit of gunk, but you know, I don't think you'll be mad at that. For what we paid for this and how well it's run, we got the valve cover cleaned up itself. Looking pretty good. Problem though, right here is a slight hole. So we're gonna use our Harbor Freight welder, and we're just gonna gob a little bit of metal on there, and it'll probably be good. I think that is all it needed. It was just a tiny little hole, so One little glorified tack right there. Ought to be enough to get the job done. I don't know. It'll work or it won't. I'm not too terribly concerned. Get the welder turned off and put our tools back. Alright. Now I'm going to look up the torque specs and torque this because I do not want this to leak again. What are the torque specs? Do you guys know? Let's see if Siri knows. Let's see. Big block Ford valve cover torque spec.
I found this on the web.
FE Siri, here we go. Summit Racing. Let's see, what does it say? Main cap cross bolt connecting cylinder head bolts. Yep, rockers. Intake manifold, oil pump, cam, harmonic, damper, flywheel, pressure plate, and front cover. What? Valve cover isn't on here. It said about the torque of a screwdriver. What's that even mean? So look what I have. I have a screwdriver. Let's see what we got. Alright, well, that's a screwdriver amount of torque. I tried doing a little crosshatch there. They seem like they're on there solid enough. I did lose a spark plug wire in the process. Good thing I labeled these before. I know that 3 is the dead one. Yep. Yeah, look how oily these were. Hopefully, problem solved. I guess the only way to find out is to drive it, but that's not happening tonight. It's too late. We're down another spark plug wire. And I still have to do the other side, so I'm going to start taking that side apart, and we'll see how far I get tonight. I'll update you when we get there. Well, alright, it's just about midnight, so I can't start the car. Trying to be a good neighbor. But we got the valve covers cleaned up, looking pretty good. We got a little tack right there, not a bad little tack if I say so myself. We stole another wire off the Meteor because we broke one. Yeah, and we got them all the bolts tightened down. It still looks terrible underneath here. I know that. I guess I just need to get the motivation to make it better. I don't know. So leave a comment telling me how nasty it looks or something. I don't know. Unacceptable. But I think we're gonna call it for the night. We'll come back out tomorrow, fire this thing up, and make sure it still runs, and maybe we'll see if it leaks less oil. Yeah, we'll take it around the block a little bit. It's pretty obvious. It stinks. It smokes a little bit. I also think I should probably look at getting a PCV valve. This is pre-PCV valve. But I think that would probably help with some of the engine bay smoking. I'll do some more research and see what I think. Well, actually, this wouldn't be pre-PCV valve because this is 71 motor, technically. Anyways, there's no PCV on here. How many times can you say PCV in about a minute and a half? Hey guys, welcome back. We're working on the Edsel again tonight. Got a valve cover leak still. Probably improper installation. I guess we'll see what's going on. I picked up another valve cover gasket. Some right stuff this time. It only seems to be this side that's leaking, and that far back corner. So it's leaking, dripping right on the exhaust and smoking. So every time we come to a stop, all that smoke catches up to us. It's not good. It's a lot. So we're gonna get that squared up. A, so we stop losing oil. B, we stop making a mess. C, we stop stinking. When you have a car that looks like this, I don't also want to be that guy with it like smoking up, right? It already looks like it smokes a lot. Let's not actually have it smoke a lot. You know, the patina look isn't for everyone. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I don't know. I think a lot of people are halfway in between. It's one of those things. This car just isn't worth it to paint. Now this one, Lord willing, we're gonna paint. But this red one, it ain't gonna happen. It's just not worth it. What am I gonna spend? $8,000 on body and paint for a car that's worth $8,000? I would be so upside down. And not that I plan on selling it, but I can't afford to be that upside down. yet. Maybe one day, but today's not that day. Not with the deck and the roof, and Jeanette's car and the Lincoln's got a flat tire and fuel pump. Something's going on with that too. So we're not there yet. Let's go ahead and get this valve cover replaced, and I'll show you what else we did in the meantime. So we went ahead and got a brass line for the oil pressure. You can see it is nice and dry right there. Now this used to be covered in oil, nice and dry, so that has stopped leaking. It is also not leaking inside, where we'll go inside there, and you guys can see we got the seat tied up, so it stays up nice and good now. Some zip ties hidden in there real nice in the dark, you can't even see them. Got the other side as well, along with one running from the ashtray down to the middle. It's pretty dark, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. There you go. So there you go, zip tie running down to the ashtray. We got these actually mounted up, so some gauges are actually hanging out like you'd expect. Just trying to class it up a little bit in here, because like I said, just because we're with a patina car doesn't mean it have to be a bad patina car. So let's go ahead and get this valve cover gasket replaced again, and we'll use the Permatex this time. Keep on trucking. So right there, that's where we were leaking all that oil in there. There's none up top. There's a little tiny bit over here, maybe a drop or two right there, but that's where we were leaking oil, was right there. Now, could I reuse this gasket? Probably. Honestly, I don't see why not. Yeah, there's all our oil right there. A little bit on that side too. But I mean, you're gonna get that, it's on the inside. But you can see the difference here is where this oil, there's a thin line of separation, then right there that separation disappears and it moves that way. So right there you can see the separation right there. Oh, now you can see right there a little bit of separation. You can tell where it's clamped down, wet on the inside, dry on the outside, but wet on the outside down here. That's the problem. And then it was probably just dripping down along and getting the rest of this bottom wet. So we're gonna go ahead and set that off on the side. Get some brake clean that up, clean the valve cover up. We'll get some Permatex on the valve cover itself, you know, just goop it on there, it'll be fine. And then we'll see how it looks tomorrow. Hey guys, we're at Cars and Coffee today. We made it out here, got the Edsel out here, looking pretty good, I gotta say. Not too bad. It's next to an MG Midget, about 18 times its length, next to a Datsun, next to a Ferrari 308. So not too bad. But we're just out here walking around a little bit. We'll get a little bit of footage. Like I said, maybe we'll enter the contest. Maybe we'll get $100 or whatever. I don't know. But check this thing out right here. I think this is one of those. Is this a VinFast or is this a Kia? I don't remember. 0.0 liter. That's pretty funny. I gotta say, I kind of dig the wrap on this. It's pretty cool. We got a Nova. Yeah, GTO wagon. This thing's pretty cool. Honeycomb wheels on it. So it's a 400. Nah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mustang, Porsches. It's Rad show today. So I got my Rad shirt on, my Athens shirt. I kind of got that 80s look to it. So we'll go over and check out the Rad stuff. Focus on that today probably. Along with the classics because, you know, obviously. And yeah, we'll see you around. It's a 328, not a 308. What do I know? Nothing. I do know. Let's see. Gated 6-speed. That's pretty cool. A little BMW coming in. A couple Civics. A Nissan Mitsubishi Evo back there. At least I think it's an Evo. I don't know. Baja Ranger's pretty cool, man. Got the dirt bike in the back. I wish I knew anything about dirt bikes. Next to the Retro Bird with the Ford Fusion Sport badge on it. A cool little car. I've always liked these. My wife wants one. Find me one in yellow for less than 10 grand. Maybe I'd be able to swing it. It's rad show, so you gotta show the rad stuff. This Fiero is cool. Look at this thing. Red interior, automatic. Looks like an Indy special. Couple more rad stuff. I love the color on these blue Civics, but check out this Thunderbird, super cool. Check this thing out. I don't know if the camera's picking up how how wicked this thing is. That's pretty cool. All right, we made it to the rad section. I got a Tacoma behind me, but we got a Cobra Mustang, Alpina, SVO, you got 88 FJ Cruiser, yeah, early minivan, Dodge Caravan. I believe this is Christopher's Nissan right here. He is the triangle rad guy out here. Try not to get copyrighted on that music. Turbo coupe, very cool. I've always wanted one of these cars. 2 DeLoreans right next to each other. 2 DeLoreans.
Not 1, 2.
2. I think there's a third one right there.
No, 4. There's one behind it.
4 DeLoreans.
Right? Isn't that one behind it?
There's 4 DeLoreans, yeah.
What, Livy?
So I guess at Rad you get all the DeLoreans today. But look at this little Suzuki right here. These things are neat. Right there. Just little tiny things. Early MR2. Geo Metro with the window sticker. What do you think the sticker on this is? Say $9,000. That's what bought this. Got the triangle rad sticker on here. Part of the club. I see this guy around town. He's pretty cool. Another little Suzuki, little mini truck. Another Thunderbird. This thing's super clean. Right, he's always around town. Just a really, really nice. Let's see the license plate say. Run DMC in 32 years. There you go. Little window, little K-vans. These things are cool. Honda Street. I don't know what that one is. Might be the same thing. I really have no idea. But yeah, we're just gonna keep walking around, see what we see. Olivia's getting too big for the wagon because she's scraping it everywhere all of a sudden. But she's just hanging out. So, well, I don't know. Let's go over here. It's old truck over here. So it's Radwood. So you got this guy here. Give them a shout out. Little pot shop. All their tiny little succulents. Very cool. The early Ford F-Series truck here. Chevelle next to it. Got all sorts of vendors around here. The Chevy van, convertible. I like the Scout. These things are cool. You got the bed liner on there. That's the coolest thing about this show. Is there's just something for everyone. I mean, check out this Overlander. Is that what they call these things? There's just so much to look at. It's crazy. Check out these Skylines here. The Z's over here. Somebody started up something wicked. That was loud.
Little Miss has her blanket at least.
We saw this thing pulling in, this Mercedes. This thing's cool.
As long as it's not a steady street.
Another Honda Street. There you go. Skyline, Supra, RX-7. Kind of the trifecta right here, if you think about it. And it's red, white, and blue. That's kind of cool. Got a T-bucket right here. I talked to this guy one time, very nice. He did a lot of that work himself. The wiring on this car is immaculate. It's really cool. Got Pontiac G8, Nova. You got a Little River firefighter truck with all the lights on it. Love this Mach 1. I see him here all the time too. With the gold wheels. See if the camera adjusts or not in the video, but thing's neat. Well, I'm gonna catch up to my wife, baby, and brother-in-law. See what we can see on the way. Here's a Lamborghini Huracan. Everyone's getting videos of it. It's pretty cool. C4 Corvette. About as much fun as you can buy for $5 grand, if I had to guess. Now, not saying that one's worth $5 grand, but some of them are. Lotus, love those. People selling Hot Wheels around here. Got brand new Mach 1, new Shelby. That Corvette sounds pretty wicked over there. Mustang, Porsche, purple BMW. Pretty cool. Where to next? You don't know? Just head back to the Edsel maybe?
Yeah, the coffee truck.
Oh, let's stop by the coffee truck. By the Cameo. We gotta see the Cameo. Let's go see that.
Alright, Liv, ready? Sit down. We're gonna get out in a minute, okay?
These Cameos are cool. I believe it's a 55. He's asking 44. This thing is nice. It's very, very cool. You gotta push the wagon? It's heavy, huh? Yeah, all done. All right, get coffee from this retro camper coffee thing. Looks pretty cool. Oh, sorry, was I in the way? There you go, get after it.